Hey guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have 2 to the power of x plus 1 plus 2 to the power of x minus 1 equals 20. So our first step is going to be simplifying this left side here. And if you guys already didn't know, I'm going to be showing you guys a important property of exponents. Let's say we have a to the power of b plus c, right? Well, this is also equal to a to the power of b times a to the power of c. Because remember, when we were adding exponents, when we were multiplying exponents, we would add the exponents. So all we're doing is reversing this. So now that we know this, we're actually going to use this property on both of these terms, 2 to the power of x plus 1 and 2 to the power of x minus 1. So 2 to the power of x plus 1, as I said, a to the power of b plus c equals a to the power of b times a to the power of c. So b in this case would be x and c would be 1. So this would equal 2 to the power of x plus 1 would equal a to the power of b, so 2 to the power of x times a to the power of c, so 2 to the power of 1. And we're going to do the same thing with 2 to the power of x minus 1. So 2 to the power of x minus 1 is equal to 2 to the power of x times 2 to the power of negative 1. And 2 to the power of negative 1, this can be simplified into 1/2. So this is 2 to the power of x times 1/2. So now that we know this, why don't we write our equation in its simplified form? So we're going to have 2 to the power of x times 2 to the power of 1 is simply 2. So 2 plus 2 to the power of x times 1/2 is the same thing as 2 to the power of x over 2. And this is still equal to 20. So now, as you see, we have our equation, and if you notice, we have two terms with 2 to the power of x. So now what we're going to do is we're going to factor out 2 to the power of x. So if we factor out 2 to the power of x, we get, well, 2 to the power of x times 2 divided by 2 to the power of x is simply 2 plus, this is the same thing as 1/2 times 2 to the power of x. So 1/2 times 2 to the power of x divided by 2 to the power of x is simply 1/2. So we have 2 to the power of x times 2 plus 1/2 equals 20. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to simplify this stuff in the parentheses a little bit. 2 plus 1/2. Let me write this right here. 2 over 1 plus 1/2. We multiply our denominator, so we get 2 as our denominator. Then we do cross multiplication. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 times 1 is 1. So we have 4 plus 1, which is 5. And this is really simple. So this gets us 2 to the power of x times 5 over 2 is equal to 20. And I'm going to write this up here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to divide by 5 over 2 on both sides. So 20 divided by 5 over 2 is the same thing as 20 times 2 over 5. And 5 over 2 divided by 5 over 2, these two cancel out. So on this side, we just have 2 to the power of x. Now 20 times 2 over 5, 20 times 2 is 40, 40 divided by 5 is 8, so we have 2 to the power of x equals 8. 2 to the power of x equals 8, so 2 to the power of what equals 8, and as we all know, that is 3. So x equals 3 is our answer. So now why don't we go ahead and plug this into our equation and see if it is right. So we have 2 to the power of 3 plus 1 plus 2 to the power of 3 minus 1 equals 20. 2 to the power of 3 plus 1 is the same thing as 2 to the power of 4 plus 2 to the power of 3 minus 1 is the same thing as 2 squared. And this equals 20. 2 to the power of 4 is 16 plus 2 squared is 4. So we have 16 plus 4 equals 20. And 16 plus 4 is 20. So 20 does indeed equal 20. And because this is right, we know that x equals 3. Welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have x to the power of 5 minus 1 equals 0. Well, our first step is to isolate x, right? We want to get it by itself. So to do that, we need to get rid of this negative 1 here. So to do that, we need to get it to the other side, and how we're going to do that is we're going to add 1 on both sides. So these two would cancel out because negative 1 plus 1 is 0, so this would leave us with x to the power of 5 equals 0 plus 1 is 1. So now that we have this, well, we want to get rid of this exponent here. We just want to get x by itself because that's our goal, finding the value of x, right? So to get rid of this exponent, we got to do the opposite of it, which is finding the root of it. So because its exponent is 5, we're going to put this term to the root of 5. And that would result in both of these two canceling out because remember, these two are opposite and opposites cancel out. Just like minus 1 and plus 1, these two cancel out. So what we do on one side, we do on the other side. So we're also going to do the root of 5 on this side. Well, this x to the power of 5 to the root of 5, well, this is the same thing as x to the power of 5 times 1 over 5, right? Because the root of 5 is also 1/5. The square root is 1/2. So what this number is, that's just 1 over that number. And 5 times 1 over 5 is equal to 1, right? So this is x to the power of 1, which obviously equals x, equals the square root, 1 to the root of 5. Well, 1 to the root of 5, this is the same thing as 1 to the power of 1/5. And 1 to the power of anything is simply 1 because that's just how it is. So this is 1. And x to the power of 1 is x. So x equals 1. And this is our answer. Now, why don't we try plugging this in to our original equation? So if we substitute in 1 for x, we get 1 to the power of 5 minus 1 equals 0. Now 1 to the power of 5 is 1, so we get 1 minus 1 equals 0, and 1 minus 1 is obviously 0, so we have 0 equals 0. And because this is right, we know that x equals 1.